Looking at Clearwater Beach right here, we can see so many people out on the beach. Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins was just telling me that we are saying goodbye to meteorological winter and hello to meteorological spring.
Yes. And so our changing climate segment for today, we're going to talk a bunch of numbers. I'll try not to bore you too much, but it's kind of interesting if you look at where we have been. So let's start with just February, right? 24 out of the 28 days were well above average. We averaged 70.3 degrees. That's the average high. That's the high and the low averaged out. That's warm. We should be, the high should be in the low to mid 70s. If you look at December, January, and February, we call that meteorological winter. It's just a lot easier to compare apples to apples when you do those months. And so when you look at that, we are the 8th warmest here in the Tampa area with an average temperature of about 66.4 degrees. Now, let's talk about spring. Meteorological spring starts today. That's March, April, and May. Today's average high is 76. Man, I hate to say it, but here it comes. By the end of spring, May, the end of May into June, 90 is the average high temperature. And by the way, the rainy season gets started right in this area as well. So we've got some time before it gets here. End of May is when the rainy season starts.
It was a short winter.
Well,
it wasn't as cold.
It wasn't as cold. And now looking ahead to spring, now this is actually kind of looking back, but if you go back to 1970 through 2022, look how much we have averaged the warming temperatures. So these are the daily average temperatures, the high temperatures and the lows averaged. But then look at this, the number of days above normal is 33 days. I know that's kind of a weird number, but just think about this. It's about a 90-day period. So about a third of every day since 1970 has been warmer than the average, and the average is kind of a moving number there, but you can clearly see the warming. And then if you look at the country showing you the warming of spring since 1970, look how much warmer it's gotten out in the Southwest. We, of course, have been warmer, and this warming's happening sooner, so spring is coming early, if you will, and it's also elongated the pollen season as well, and you can kind of feeling a little bit of that myself. So yeah, some big changes out there. Now let's look at the local weather. Look, it is gorgeous. Having said all of that, partly cloudy skies out there. We had quite a bit of fog this morning. It's kind of lifting up and breaking up in clouds. 79 degrees. Let's head over to the weather wall and talk about those temperatures. It is going to be another warm day today. 81 right now in Davis Islands, Temple Terrace. 78 in Odessa, 79 in Plant City, 78 in Sarasota, Port Manatee at 75. So it is a little bit cooler along the coast, but most areas mid to upper 70s. So a pretty good stretch. I mean, 80 in Key West, 83 in Brownsville, 8 in Minot, North Dakota, 9 in International Falls. Got some cold air back out in the Rockies as well. For us here locally, you can see some of the clouds that had formed this morning, and they're all kind of pushing off to the north and the east with that west to southwest wind. So it's a real quiet weather day again. It's a broken record forecast. Low to mid 80s for highs today under those partly cloudy skies. We'll actually see a lot of sunshine right at the coast because of those onshore winds. Winds lighten up tonight. We go calm. We get fog again tomorrow morning. And then you can see the boating forecast is going to show another beautiful day. 76 in the water. Winds only around 5 to 10 knots. Soak it up because it gets a little breezy late tomorrow and just downright windy with 20s and 30s in the winds for Friday. All right, wake up temps for your Thursday. Upper 50s to near 60, mid 60s along the coast. These upper 50s to near 60 for Polk, Hardy, DeSoto Highlands. That's where we're going to get thick fog again, and it was thick. Pea soup out there first thing this morning in the Lakeland area. Tomorrow afternoon, we're back into the lower 80s. Again, it's a very similar setup. Fog in the morning clears out. A couple strong storms are possible here today with this system developing. You can see that Arkansas into Mississippi and parts of Tennessee. But my concern really is tomorrow in East Texas, another system's going to develop right in this area here. And the south side of that, number one's got a lot of wind over top of it, but it's spinning. There's wind at different directions at different levels. And that is a recipe for tornadoes. So lots of storm chasing going on out there. If you've got family in Arkansas, northern Louisiana, East Texas, they need to keep a close eye on that. It does move towards the southeast by the time we get towards Friday, but it will not affect us, and the threat does come down for the Atlanta area. Our rain chance from that system is the tail end of the front. There's nothing left. So it's 30% late Saturday. You don't see any coverage. And then, early in Sunday morning. So I think Sunday actually looks pretty good. But there is an indication that will cool down a little bit. Not really behind that front. I mean, look at these numbers for Saturday and Sunday. Then we warm back up the middle of next week, but there's another front towards the end of next week. that one, I think, has a better chance of cooling us off. Both the European model, the GFS model, all suggesting that we get towards the 10th, 11th of March. Yeah, we're going to have to wait that long. We may get back down into the 70s and some chilly 40s and 50s. Nothing like that on our updated forecast now. You can see we do cool a little bit in the morning, Sunday morning, Monday morning, Tuesday morning. It'll feel comfortable, but it's still going to be above average.